Let me introduce, I am Dr. Nishantan from Mathale, that I am the one of the founder and the secretary of Forum for Tamil Graduates of Mathale. So all the participants here are representing our society, and I think two or three people are from outside. So I think without taking much time that we can move to the main session.
Okay.
So we can keep the questions to the end of the session.
All right. That's
over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Well, hello everybody, and thank you very much for inviting me today to share my program with you. My name is Chrissy. I have been doing this for the last 30 years, but about 4 years ago, I decided to put this into an animated program so that I could share it with children around the world. So over the last 4 years, it's been put into 19 languages, and it's been sung in 10 languages. So this is a music program. We use music to talk about the difficult subject of child abuse. Now, as you know, child abuse is everywhere and it affects all communities, rich and poor, any socioeconomic community, it is there. And according to the WHO, there are over 1 billion children every year that are abused. That is either physically, sexually, mentally, or they're neglected. That is nearly half of all the children in the world are abused. Now, the problem is that it has far-reaching effects on our societies. These children don't grow up to perform the way that they should. They don't grow up to achieve what they should. Children that are abused often have low grades at school because they're not concentrating, they're not happy, they're not in an environment where they can thrive. So this program is really, really important to get out into the communities, to teach the parents, to teach the children, to teach the teachers how they can approach this subject. Because the biggest problem we have with child abuse prevention is that people do not want to talk about it. So this program, as I say, has been going for a long time, and it is very, very well documented that it works with children and it works with parents as well. And that's all over the world. Even in very conservative areas, this program works because it doesn't give any details about sexual things, and it's very, very empowering, very, very positive, and it just gives children and parents basic rules to live by and to protect children. So this program is also approved by ISCAN, which is the International Society for the Prevention of Child Abuse. It is the biggest worldwide society for the prevention of child abuse. And it also is being used by lots and lots of different big organizations. We're working with Plan International, Compassion International, and people everywhere. Including Darwin from Cognizant. The program is free. I do this all for no charge. I'm not a society, I'm not a NGO or anything like that. I do this out of wanting to make a difference in the world. So this program is free. The sessions are free, the courses are free, and you can download everything on the website to give to schools for free. There's never any charge for anything. The videos are all on YouTube. You can download them. There's workbooks for children. So as I say, there's everything is absolutely for free. And there's 2 courses that I do. One is an introduction to child maltreatment, which gives people an idea of why we need to talk about this subject. It's really, really important that people understand in depth why we need to do this and what impact it's having on our societies. It's not a massive course. It only should take you about 45 minutes. So you can share that with the teachers. I will put it in the link in a little while so that you can share it with your communities. And then there's another course which shows you how to teach the program, how to use the songs and how to approach the children. And as I say, there's workbooks, there's lesson plans, everything that you would need to teach this program. So I'd like to just go through a few things that will affect our communities, okay? So the long-term effects of child abuse are really profound for children. They suffer from low self-esteem, emotional problems, depression, anxiety, eating disorders, self-harm, PTSD, where they relive the experience, the bad experiences. They are suicidal. They have problems with physical injuries, which they've had, burns, breakages of bones, and they have difficulty forming relationships, which it makes, you know, a problem for them in later life. And also they can be infected with sexually transmitted diseases. So there's a load of problems there that we're having. So the other thing is that if you listen to these next statistics, you'll see what an impact it has in our societies. So 90% of child sex victims, sex abuse victims, know their abuser. So this is why we have to do this. We have to open up the lines of communication in our communities. 95% of child abusers were themselves abused as children. So if we do not break the cycle of child abuse, this will carry on into each and every aspect of our communities and will not ever get better. So we have to talk about this and break the cycle. 80% of substance abusers were abused as children. 80% of runaways are abused children. 95% of prostitutes were abused sexually as children. 78% of our prison populations are abused children. So could you imagine if we can change that dynamic in our communities, we will have a very, very different community of young people growing up into more the adults that will be able to give more and achieve more, rather than being depressed, lonely, and getting into trouble. All these kind of things are a basis or based on these young children being abused. And 50% of suicide attempts are abused children. And the good thing is, after all those bad statistics, is 100% of all child abuse is preventable. So this is why we need to approach this subject in our communities. Not also forgetting that this costs our communities a massive amount of money, because we've got extra medical costs for these children. We've got the cost of removing them from homes, trying to find other places that they can stay, which are not necessarily always the best thing for children. You know, we need to work to keep them in the families if at all possible, and if at all it's safe to do so. But the best thing we can do is prevent child abuse. So what we do with the My Body is My Body program is we teach children to say no. So if somebody is doing something to them that makes them feel uncomfortable or makes them or hurts them, they have a right to say no and go and tell. Now, I can tell you from my own experience as a child, I was sexually abused by my babysitter for several years, and I never ever told my parents, because I, as most young children that are abused, felt that I had done something wrong. And this is what we need to get over to children, that they have not done anything wrong, that it is the person that abused them that is the person that is at fault. So we need to give children basic rules. And this is what the My Body is My Body program does. So the first song we teach them is My Body is My Body. And we teach children that their body is special. They only ever have one and it belongs to them. It doesn't belong to anybody else. It's their body and they have the right to look after it. So we say we have arms, we have legs, we have fingers, we have hair, and we also have private parts. And our private parts are private. They're not for other people to touch or take photographs of or anything like that. And that is as far as this program goes. We don't talk about anything else in detail. So we just open up that line of communication where parents can say to the children, you have private parts, no one should be touching you. If they touch them, you come and tell me. And that, you know, if my mom would have told me that, I would have been able to go, okay, I know that somebody's tried to touch my private parts. I can go and tell about it so that it'll stop. As I said, over 90% of children that are sexually abused, it happens in the family circle. So not only the family, I'm talking about close friends. So people that we trust with our children, people that we feel comfortable with leaving our children with. But these are the people that are taking advantage of our children. So we say to children as well that there's only 2 times that somebody would ever touch your private parts. That is if you are sick or sore. Mommy and daddy might have to take you to the doctor and they might have to put medicine there. But you can say to the child, if you're uncomfortable, you have the right to say, I'll put the medicine there for me, you know. And also, if you go to the doctor, mommy or daddy or your carer should be with you. The only other time that somebody would ever be touching your private parts is if you are little and your mom and dad are bathing you. But as you grow older, you will learn how to bathe yourself. And so we just give little rules to the children, to the parents, so that they know what they can do, what they can't do. Now, here we come across the program, which I think a lot of you have either taught or been taught, which is the Good Touch, Bad Touch program. And I am not in big favor of this for children, especially young children, because they don't know what a good touch is or a bad touch. So what I say is just say to the children, you have private parts, there is no touching of your private parts, back or front. And it's simple. The children know that that is a no-no and they can say no and go and tell somebody. That way, we're not making the child make the decision. That is the problem with the good touch, bad touch. The child doesn't know, is that good? Is that bad? Should I, shouldn't I? We just say no touching of private parts. And then the child is clear. This is something that shouldn't happen, so that if they do get into that predicament, they can say no. I'm going to do the first song. Am I able to share screen? Could the host?
Sure. I will enable.
Thank you very much.
Now it's enabled. You can share the screen.
Thank you very much. Okay. Here we go. So I'm going to share this first song with you, and I want to just show you how easy it is to approach this subject. If you go into schools, you can play these videos to parents as well. Parents enjoy them. They like singing along, and it just shows you how easy it is to bring up the subject and how non-threatening it is to be able to do this. So here's the first song, and it's got the words and the cartoon.
Come with me.
It's my body, And nobody has the right to hurt me, 'cause my body is my body for me. It's my body, and nobody has the right to touch me, 'cause my body is my body for me. I've got 2 hands to feel, and 2 eyes to see, and 2 ears to hear what you're telling me. I've got 2 strong legs to take me where I go, and I've also got some private parts that I don't want to show. It's my body, and nobody has a right to hurt me, 'cause my body is my body for me. It's my body, and nobody has a right to touch me, 'cause my body is my body for me. I've got hair on my head, I want you to see, and a little belly button in the middle of me. I've got a cute little nose and 10 little toes, and I've got a mouth to tell you what I want you to know. It's my body, and nobody has a right to hurt me, 'cause my body is my body for me. It's my body, and nobody has a right to touch me, 'cause my body is my body for me. Yes, my body is my body for me. So if I come up with that. Okay. So as you can see, it's just very simple to sing the song with the kids, or if you don't sing, just play the song with the kids. And the most important thing is to get the children standing up and dancing around. If you look at our website, you'll find loads of videos where the children are singing, or in all different languages, and just joining in. And these children remember the song. They remember the lesson, because by using music, it stays with them. There's been several studies on using music for important lessons like this, and children do remember the music. I mean, if you think about when you were all young, you know songs that you learned at 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, they'll still be there in your brain and you'll still know the words. And this is what we want to do with these songs with the children, because there's 6 songs in the program, but they all have a message of safety and talking to people, and you know, and positive messages. It's really important that, you know, many of the things that are to do with abuse are not very nice to talk about, or people are using pictures of abused children or things like that. So this program is different because it only uses positive things. We want to empower children, empower parents, empower teachers to be able to speak about this and to be able to do something about abuse. If 50% of our children were sick with something, the world would be making all sorts of vaccines and things like that, like they are now for COVID. We have 1 billion children that are abused every year. We need to do something about it. It's a massive problem. So that's the first song, and as I say, make it memorable. And if you're taking this out to teachers, please encourage them to make it memorable for the children. The more memorable they can make it, the more the children will take this home with them in their minds and know that they have a right to say no. Right, so I'm going to get on with the second song now, which is called If It Don't Feel Right, Don't Do It. Now, this song deals with feelings, that we all have the same types of feelings, but we're not alone, because everybody else has the same sort of feelings. We feel angry, we feel lonely, we feel anxious, we feel scared, and it's okay, but we need to talk about our feelings. And we also need to know that if something doesn't feel right, don't do it. So you can talk to children about peer pressure, about people trying to make them do things that they know are wrong. So, but they feel like they need to do that because they're pushed into it, with peer pressure or by an adult wanting them to do things that they know are wrong. So we say to the children, you can say no, and remember the rule: if it don't feel right, don't do it. So again, a very, very simple song, a very simple rule, but it helps children to understand what they're doing and that they have a right. We're empowering children again. So I'm going to do the second song for you. And as I say, this one's called If It Don't Feel Right, Don't Do It. It's a little rap song, so the kids love this one.
People can touch you and say that it's cool, but remember your body belongs to you. You're the one who knows if it don't feel right, and if it don't feel right, don't do it. No, if it don't feel right, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. There are people out there that think you're a fool, and they try to give you drugs and keep you out of school. Tell you to keep secrets, but you know what to do, because if it don't feel right, don't do it. No, if it don't feel right, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. People can hold you and tell you they care. I'm not telling you that it's not good to share, but you'll know inside if it don't feel right, and if it don't feel right, don't do it. No, if it don't feel right, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. No, if it don't feel right, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. No, if it don't feel right, don't do it.
Stop. Right. So as you can see, there are just basic rules that we're giving the children, but basic rules that we don't normally give them. So that's why it's so important to bring up these subjects and to teach. In English at all, or is
So there are English medium and Tamil medium, and in all the schools there is English teachers as well, and
okay.
some teachers are there already in the group right now.
Oh, lovely, lovely. So we are working on the program in Tamil, and hopefully we'll have it in a couple of months' time. I would just have to redo all the cartoons to be Tamil speaking, but in the meantime we could start with the English ones, so that'll be good. But we will have Tamil soon, so that'll work. In the courses, I'm not going to go through everything, because I will put the links for the courses. It does go through what to look for in an abused child, in each type of abuse. So it goes through the child's appearance and the child's behavior, because we need to look out for certain types of things with children, and their behavior. And also, you know, if they're wearing long-sleeved clothes in the middle of summer, you know, when they should be sort of wearing, you know, short sleeves, why are they wearing long sleeves? Is it because they've got bruises or cuts? Is somebody trying to hide something for them? So I think going through the course really, really helps to understand what you should be looking for in an abused child. And then the course also tells you what to do if a child comes and reveals their abuse to you, because it's very important that we relate to that in a very calm manner. And so it tells you exactly what to say to the child. You tell them, thank you very much for sharing your abuse with me, for telling me your problems, and you keep very calm. You write it all down in the child's words, and then you report it to whoever you have in your local community that deals with abuse. It's important that we tell the child that we are going to do something about it, that we are going to tell somebody about it, and then get some help. There's also, again, in the course, a sample of a form that you can fill in. It tells you what to take down, what relevant information you need to put in the course. So I'll go through the other songs quickly with you. I'm not going to do all of them because I don't think we've got time, but there's a song called The What If Game, where we give children what if scenarios. The biggest problem we have is our children are wonderful. They are innocent, and they do not think in the way that adults do, or even teenagers do, you know, because I mean, it's not only adults that abuse children, it's teenagers and even children their own age that may be being abused at home and then take it out on other children. So we have to show children that abusers are not only adults, they could be teenagers or even people that you know at school. And we need to show them that that people will try and take advantage of them, but we are proud of our bodies and they belong to us, and we have a right to say no. That is the big thing with teaching them, and giving them scenarios helps, because they are innocent and they are naive. So if somebody comes up to you and says, oh, I've lost my puppy, please come and help me look for it, we need to show them that that is somebody probably trying to trick them, and we don't ever go with people that we don't know. We don't go with strangers. There are other things. There's so many things to teach them. Things like if somebody comes to pick you up from school and they know your mom and dad, your mom and dad's names, your aunties and uncles, your grannies, your grandpas, they know the names because they've been onto Facebook and they can get all the information on a child. So don't ever go with anybody you don't know. I do try and when I'm talking to the parents, say to them to maybe get a code word with their children. It's always a great idea to have a code word that only you and your child know, something special to you, that if somebody does come and pick them up and they don't have the code word, then the child knows not to go with them. Again, it's keeping things very simple for the child. We don't want to give them 10,000 rules that they're going to forget when they get all excited, or, you know, if somebody, you know, exciting gives them something, and, you know, maybe a stranger tries to give them something that's really nice and they go, oh, that's lovely. We need to show them that we don't take things from strangers. We don't talk to strangers, and we definitely don't go with them. Bearing in mind that is just a very small portion of who is abusing the children, because, as I said, over 90% of it is within the family circle. So this what if game gives them different scenarios. So if you are a teacher and you have got something going on in your community, you can say to the kids, okay, what if this happens? Or what would you do if this happens? And we give them answers, and we give them the means to deal with difficult situations. So that's what the third song does. The fourth song is called If You've Got a Problem, Tell Somebody. And again, this is so important because children need to know who they can go to. So we give them in the song mums and dads and grannies and grandpas, aunties, uncles, older brothers and sisters, teachers, principals, counselors, people that we do sport with after school, spiritual leaders. And then you can think of anybody else that you think is a good person in your community that the children can go to. So again, make it very sort of local and for the children. So with this one, as I was saying, we're teaching children who they can tell in their community if they have a problem. So again, we're just opening their minds to that there are so many people that can help them. 2 rules, well, one of the big rules with this one is that if the person that you talk to and tell your problems to does not listen to you, then tell somebody else. If they don't help you, tell somebody else. So keep talking and telling till somebody helps you. The other thing we teach children with this program, with this song, is how to tell about a problem, because that is a big thing. I mean, even with adults, we find it hard to talk about difficult subjects or if something's bothering us, and we have to find the right moment to say something. So for children, it's 10 times harder. And for them, if it's something that is like abuse, or somebody's done something to them and they're feeling embarrassed or scared that they've done something wrong, it's so overpowering for them. So we have to say to them, you know, just find the best way you can to tell about your problems. So you can either talk to a friend and get them to tell somebody for you, or you can talk to your teacher or your parents or something and say, my friend is having this problem, and then see how the reaction is, and then tell some more and say, well, actually, it is me. Or you can share with children that they can write it down on a piece of paper. You know, maybe just, it's easier to write it down and then just give it to somebody. Might not be so confrontational. Or the other thing that I encourage children to do is draw a picture. If somebody's hurting you or doing something that they shouldn't, draw a picture and give it to somebody. This has worked well when I used to do the programs in America. I used to get the children to do whatever they want. And after the program, I didn't say, those of you that have a problem, write something. I said to the kids, I want you all to write something for me or draw me a picture and tell me, did you like the program? Did you not like the program? Did you enjoy the singing? You know, so everybody's writing. We're not just looking at the children that are writing a letter in the class and going, well, they must be abused. Everybody writes a letter. And that way you can just go through them and see if anybody's going, I'm having a problem. When I was doing it, I found that at least 15% of the children would write and say that they were having problems. And then we would get the school counselors and social services involved to talk to them and find out actually what's the real problem. So this particular song opens up lots of things, gives the children opportunity to talk, and you give them opportunity to who they can talk to. So that is the 4th song. The 5th song is about love. And I put this in just to show children that love is supposed to be gentle and kind and about trusting and caring and sharing. So it's just a song about how things should be in life and how they should be looked after. And we talk about that parents should be making sure they're washed and cleaned and their hair's brushed, and when they're sick they go to the doctor, and basically generally looked after. And so it's just a general song about how kids should be loved. And then we draw pictures about what do you like doing with your families? And again, you can learn so much about the children and what's going on in their families, because some of them will draw rainbows and flowers and hearts and everybody holding hands, and other children will draw really dark images. And you can see then, okay, this is a child I need to be watching. Something's going on, and you can share with the parents, you know, is something happening with your child? Is something going on in their life that they've not told you about? So again, every time we're doing this, each and every song, we're opening the lines of communication. The last song that I like to do is called Say No to Secrets. Now, abusers thrive in secrecy. They come into your communities and they build up confidence with the parents. You've got to realize when people are grooming children, they're not just grooming children, they're grooming their parents and they're grooming the communities. They want to be trusted within your community, and they want to be trusted with your child. When I was in Nashville, I went to the prison and I spoke to the prisoners that were in there for abuse, rape, all sorts of things, because I wanted to understand what they were like and why they did it. And I asked them one very poignant question, which was, if a child said no, what would you do? And they all said, we'd go and find another child that didn't say no, because they work too hard in the communities for a child to say, no, I'm going to tell on you. They don't want that. They'll stop, because they, as I say, worked hard in that community. They've probably put a couple of years in to make sure that people know them, trust them, because people that abuse children like that don't just abuse one child or two children. They go on and will abuse 30, 40, 50 children. So they do not want to be caught within the community. So secrecy is something they thrive in. They will start with small little secrets with a child. You know, let's do this, and we won't tell mom and dad. Okay, just be our little secret. And they build this bonding with the children, so the children get to know that this is kind of like our little thing. And so then the person will test the child with bigger secrets or doing little things to them until they know that they have got the full trust of that child, and then they can go ahead and abuse. So this is very important, again, to share with parents. No secrets rule in the house. So we can have surprises, we can do lovely things. If it's somebody's birthday, we keep it a surprise, but we don't keep secrets. And I would encourage people that have aunts and uncles and grannies and grandpas that, you know, it's very, very common for them to go around with sweets for the kids, and they'll say, here, just have a sweet and don't tell mom, it'll be our little secret. We've got to say to them that is not good, because we are saying that keeping secrets is okay. You know, it's very innocent on the side of the grandparents or the aunts and uncles or the family, but it builds into something bigger. So it's just better to make sure everybody knows that there's a no secrets rule in your home, and the child knows that if anybody tries to tell them to keep a secret, that they don't do that. Especially if somebody's trying to hurt them or touch their private parts. This is also with bullying. You can bring this in as well, because we have massive problems with bullying in the schools, and especially children that are that have any differences, any disabilities. Children that are disabled have a far higher rate of abuse from their fellow school children and from adults. that take advantage. So we really need to drum this home that there are no secrets. So I'll do this song for you because again, these are all just simple songs that everybody can do, everybody can share, and everyone can sing along with. And it brings in this important message.
I'm not gonna keep your secrets. We're not gonna keep your secrets. I'm not gonna keep your secrets. No, no, we're not gonna keep your secrets. If you try to hurt me, I'm gonna tell on you. Come on, everyone, we're gonna tell someone. If you try to do things I know are wrong, I'll be strong. I'm gonna tell someone. I'm not gonna keep your secrets. We're not gonna keep your secrets. I'm not gonna keep your secrets. No, no, we're not gonna keep your secrets. If you try to bully me, I know that's wrong. I'm gonna tell someone. We're gonna tell someone. We say no to secrets. We say no to secrets. We say no to secrets. We say no, 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 no. I'm not gonna keep your secrets. We're not gonna keep your secrets. I'm not gonna keep your secrets. No, no, we're not gonna keep your secrets. We say no to secrets. We say no to secrets. We say no to secrets. We say no.
So, as I say, again, it's just all simple songs, simple rules, but we're approaching subjects that people don't normally talk about, people don't like to talk about, but we're finding that by doing it this way, through positive, empowering songs, that the parents are happy, that the children are happy, and we're getting the message out there and changing things. I've had somebody that's just gone into a school that they did 2 years ago, and this lady walked in and the children remembered her. They called her the My Body is My Body lady, and they remembered the songs. So it's just proof that, you know, by doing it this way, we're making a difference in our communities, we're changing things, and we're getting people to talk. Now, this also works with the adults. You'll be surprised how many adults will start talking about what's happened to them as children, because if we've got 50% of our children that have been abused, we know that we've got 50% of our adults that have been abused. And a lot of them have never spoken about it, never told anybody. And it's very therapeutic for them to be able to go, oh, wow, that happened to me. And then somebody else says, well, actually it happened to me as well, you know, but I've never spoken about it. And then all of a sudden these people start talking and they start healing because they're actually getting to express themselves and to talk about what's happened to them as children. And the big thing that we need to do is also, this is not just for girls. You know, people always seem to think that, especially with sexual abuse, it's with girls. There are a lot of our boys that are taken advantage of, and we need to let them know as well that they have a voice, they can speak up, and they can do something about it. They have a right to say no as well. One more important thing that I'd like to say is that if we teach our children about their bodies when they're young, by the time they get to teenagers, they have a lot more authority over their bodies. And again, we will have a lot less kids getting pushed into doing things they don't want to do by other kids. they will have that right to say, this is my body, and nobody has a right to touch or do things that make me feel uncomfortable. So show some respect. It's my body. And that is, you know, it's a massive thing that we're doing. We're taking young children and we're showing them that things can be better and that they don't need to be abused and that they have rights to stand up. The Convention of the Rights of the Child is signed by so many countries around the world, and it protects our children till the age of 18. So it's just so important. I hope that you like what you've heard, and I will share some links with you in a few minutes. You do get a certificate. I've put the courses in the chat and also the website, so you can have a look at all of that. And as I say, you are welcome to share, download, share with your schools. There's everything that you should need there. We've got a teacher's corner with lesson plans, all sorts of things in there. So I think you should be able to find anything. And if not, there's a contact button on the website. You can write to me directly, and I will answer anything that you need. You get a certificate for each course. One is, as I say, part 1, which is Introduction to Maltreatment, and 2 is actually to become a program presenter. But you've got to actually video yourself presenting the program, so that I can see what you're doing. And then if you pass that course, then you become an official My Body is My Body presenter. And as I say, it will make a difference in your community. So you can do this program either with parents or with children, or with parents and children together. It doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you can try and get it out there, try and get the information to people and get them talking. You know, that's all we need to do, is get people talking about this subject, and make it not as taboo. It's still a taboo subject. And while it is, people will continue to do it, and they will continue to get away with it because we're not discussing it and we're not giving the children the opportunity to talk. So I'm not sure what else you would like to know about the program, but as I say, it's so far we've done over 1 million children, which is a great amount of children, but it's nowhere near what we need to get to. And as I say, this program is to work with everybody. We don't say that we just work with these people or those people. We work with everybody, everyone that works with an NGO, with children, any teachers, any associations like yours. It's just important to get this message out. The other thing that you will get once you've passed course 2, then I will send you a link to download presentations, PowerPoint presentations that you can share with parents, things like that will help you initiate the program in your communities. So don't worry about not knowing what to say or not knowing what to do, because everything is there for you in writing and in, as I say, PowerPoint presentations. There's a lot of information there for you to use with the kids and with your communities. So I hope that this has been helpful to you, and I hope that you get involved with us and make a difference, and create a safer world for children is what we're trying to do, is make sure that we get to as many children as we can.
Thank you very much. That I think Now I think the participants can ask questions for now. No? From now, if anyone has any questions, you can ask. First of all, I can tell that there are different kind of graduate participants here. There are 3 teachers and 1 university lecturer and 1 doctor, and there are some university students as well. So they all can have different perspectives, so they can ask some questions.
Yeah.
So this session is open up for questions now.
While we're waiting for a question, I'd like to say thank you to Darwin Moses for organizing this today from Cognizant. I appreciate your help to get our message out to a lot of people. Thank you, Darwin.
Actually, we are not only expecting questions, that if you have any feedbacks on this session, and you can also record your feedbacks here to the members.
Thank you. Well, I do appreciate you allowing me to share the program with you all. And as I say, it is simple, it's basic, but it's effective. And that's what we want. We don't want to fill children with a load of stuff that they don't understand. We want to give them simple rules and give parents simple rules that they can give their children. The less complicated we can make this, the better. But we do need to give the children these powerful messages and these simple rules to make their life easier, so that they're not abused, that they know what to do, that they can cope and they can talk, and it'll make a difference. We know that it'll make a difference with children and in our communities. So thank you very much.
Yeah, it's like what I want to say. As a forum, we were conducting some self-assessment for some kids in the schools.
Right.
And as you say, there were some students, when we say them, try to tell us something. They were, when I say them to draw or write, I personally had this because some students were drawing it.
Yes.
And one was, the drawing was like a person catching her hands and taking her outside.
Right.
So it's like 2-3 times we were seeing the same drawing from the same person. It's a small kid, for example, and when we spoke to her and we were asking about her, it's like she gave a small hint, like one of her relation, like a neighbor, is coming home when nobody is there, and just trying to catch her hands and going outside. Just like it's like playing, but then we came to know that there is something happening with the kid and the same person. So we got him red-handed, but as you say, it was like when we started doing the self-assessment, we came to know about this.
Yes.
So yeah. It's like this one is very useful, actually.
Yeah, drawing or writing and things like that. It's amazing once you give the children the opportunity to share, there's loads of questions and there's loads of things that come out. And I just want to say to the teachers, don't be scared of this, because, I know some teachers are going, well, what happens if they tell me they're being abused? What do I do? You report it. You speak to whoever is in your community, and it changes from town to town, to city to city, but you report it to the people that can do something about it, that know the questions to ask, that know what to do. but you are fulfilling your duty because you are making sure that child is going to grow up safely. I'm sure Dr. I'm not sure how to say Nishantan.
Yeah, you're currently, yeah.
Will say that, you know, children when they're young, if they are being abused and they're suffering through different things, their neurons do not form properly. They don't, the connections are not made. You can probably just say it in a better way than I can, but these children don't develop the way that they should do because of the abuse. They don't learn, and then as they grow up later in life in school, their learning capacity is not as great as the children that have not been abused. And so we are taking a lot away from them by not sorting it out, by not giving them the opportunity to develop. And we could have some children that are destined for great things if they're not abused, you know. So I feel very passionate about making a difference and making the subject acceptable to talk about, because it's just an alarming rate of children that are being abused, and we have to do something about it. If we don't, it'll just carry on, you know, and we are depriving ourselves of some wonderful you know, wonderful people that could thrive, you know, and we need to give the children the chance to thrive and to be what they can be without being abused.
Okay, I think now we have less than 10 minutes that I think we are giving around 1 minute to ask some questions. If you don't have any questions, that we can conclude the session, no? That I think if anyone.
Yeah. Hi to everyone. I'm sorry that I cannot open my video because I have a network issue, but still I say a hi to Chrissy and say thank you very much to her for her session. And this was very useful. The thing is, I just want to let you know that I'm a school teacher where we face loads of issues like this in our everyday session, right? So very recently I came across something like this, where a child has been abused and she has written all the details in her diary. So when we went on a cross check, we could find some written details from her. And then we had to go on into investigation and things. The problem we face here, the children are ready to open up. But the thing is that the adults, they are a bit retarded to address this issue.
Yeah.
So this is what we face here. So they're very scared. They're scared to take it forward. So actually, this would be useful if, yeah.
Thank you, Danisha. Yeah, I tell you one thing that I found that with talking to the parents is once you start telling them all the facts about what they are actually doing to their children, the disadvantages that their children are going to grow up with because they've been abused, that they take a different light to it. So I think if you can try and maybe do some, I don't know if you do any parents meetings at school, but it might be a good idea just to show them, you know, the statistics on, you know, what happens to the children that are being abused if they don't do something about it. It might just help them to not be so closed-minded, because that's what it is. It's a closed-mindedness to discuss this subject. And I think the more that we show people that we are actually just taking away from the children by not discussing this and not allowing the children to get help.
Yes, thank you, Chrissy. Thank you.
Thank you, Danisha.
Okay. Are there any questions from other members?
Doctor, I think you can go ahead.
I think we have 6 minutes more, so we are coming to the conclusion sessions. Thank you very much, Krishi, for the wonderful session. So this is very useful, and actually, I'm very happy that more than 50% of the participants are here females, and so that this message should be go to everyone. So we are living in a society that people are not talking about these things, and also they are not allowed to talk. The major issue is that if people are willing to talk, that they are not allowed to talk about these things. So this is very interesting, and I think the participants are here equally distributed in different fields. So I can tell you that this content is very worth, and I think this we are expecting to finish both the courses. And also, as a team of Forum for Tamil Graduates of Mathale, we have around 170 members of graduates in Mathale. So it's very easy to communicate this message to the society.
Thank you very much.
We are always in contact with these schools. So we have a good contact, and we have good communication network through us. So we can communicate this message to everyone, and I think the members participated here, they will be with us for this project. So it will be one of the project in future. And also that actually when I was started this one, that I didn't expect this is going like this. So I thought it's something different. So it's very interesting, and hopefully that I will be in for this session, and for the future sessions I will be joining. And other thing that thank you very much for to the Mr. Jay Prakash, because he's the one who introduced this to us. He's the one who is organizing everything, and always every 1 or 2 hours he's messaging, are you ready, or are you ready, that because we had because we are inviting people, and until the people are joining, we cannot sure that they are joining or not. So hopefully that all the invitees are joined here. So it is very happy news for us, and I think as a society and as a graduate forum, so we have a responsibility to carry this one forward. So, and also I would like to thank Mr. Darwin and all other members who participated here. So I think that this will be a interesting session for everyone. I think even if you are not talk here, that if you can send me the your comments and your feedbacks through email or WhatsApp chat, so I can forward to Krishi, so she will be happy with these feedbacks.
Thank you.
So I think Mr. Jayaprakash, it's over to you, that from the forum perspective, that I'm willing to thank you again. Thank you very much. So Jayaprakash, you can forward and conclude the session.
Sure, Doctor. It's like, first of all, I would like to thank Chrissy and Darwin. You gave us opportunity to speak on the auspicious occasion, and it is a matter of honor for me and for the forum. And on behalf of our entire forum, it's like we would like to thank everybody, like to complete with your presence and inspiring words. I think it's like truly speaking, a week before, me and Doctor, and there were some other people in our forum, we were discussing about the same issues, how to go inside for the students, because we were getting some problems from the kids and also from parents. So this will be, we feel very positive, like we can enter to the schools with all these things, what you have given us.
Lovely.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sure, and also I would like to thank our committee, like forum, to bring everybody inside just in 2 days' time. And it was because of Darwin from India. He's pushing me every time, like, what happened? Everything is okay. So it's like it's very good for us. So thank you very much. In such a short time, you have made the best arrangements for this program. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you for organising it, Mr. Prakash, and thanks to Darwin, and thanks to Dr. Nisrathan, and thank you to all of you for coming and giving up your time to listen to the program. And I'm here to help. So if you've got any questions, you know, please contact me, and I will help the best way I can. And when the program is finished in Tamil, I will let you all know, so that you can use it in Tamil as well.